So this week I came across some videos on YouTube that touted Jared Lee Loughner as an atheist, and they went on to describe how atheism leads to immoral acts and such. And basically the gist of the videos was an attack on atheists or people who don't believe in God in an attempt to characterize them as evil, wicked people by associating the events, the actions of Jared Loughner, who is claimed, at least by some, to be an atheist. I have not seen any confirmation of that from any reliable sources as of yet. But it just struck me as disturbing that a group of people, or at least, well, I'm not going to generalize because that's the point of my video here, but these individuals who put these videos together in order to shine or to couch atheists in a bad light by associating them with the actions of a horrible individual. And it just, these people are supposedly representing a following, a group of believers, or at least they themselves are supposedly associated with believing in a deity or some God, which I assume to be the Christian God. And if they truly are following the Word of God and read the Bible and follow the teachings of Jesus Christ, I just have a really hard time reconciling in my mind how somebody could claim to be of that ilk and at the same time support the actions of some horrible individual as a means of posing this person as a key representative of a group of people that they hate. This is a representation of hate, to associate a group of people that you don't agree with some horrible monster, to draw some correlation there as if that person being an atheist is responsible for that behavior, and therefore all people who are atheists must be capable of that behavior. First of all, it's fallacious reasoning. It doesn't fit, it doesn't follow, it's non sequitur. If atheism was responsible for Jared's shooting people, then all atheists would be out shooting people. And you would have to also consider historical people who are very religious, who themselves killed people or instigated deaths, murders, even mass murders. And by extension, you would have to say that it was because of the religion that caused this. Well, therefore, then everybody who followed that religion must therefore be that way and capable of killing people and are probably going around killing people. And the bottom line here is that is just such an absurd statement to make. I've seen arguments, and I admit I even tried to look up some information to see some statistics as to, how many deaths were attributed in the history of humankind to religious acts versus non-religious motivated acts. And it's just stupid, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who kills people, what their affiliations are. What matters is that there are horrible people out there that kill other people. That's the important thing here. That's the sad part. And that's what we need to be concerned about. To say that Lee Loughner is a representative of atheists and how evil and wicked and amoral they are is to say, I hate atheists. And by saying that, you're happy that this man committed these murders so that you have this representative as a token, as an effigy of this group that you hate. And it is hate. How can a loving, compassionate person, or at least one who claims to have origins or followings of teachings that teach compassion and love, and even profess to evangelize these messages, how can a person of that nature sit there and claim to be of that ilk while at the same time spouting off about how evil and wicked atheists are? And that goes with any group. For anybody to compare or try to draw an association to a group based on the actions of a single individual is just making a non sequitur equation there. It doesn't follow. You have to assess people on the merits of their individual actions. Religion is not responsible. Non-religion is not responsible. A person's affiliations are not responsible for their actions. They themselves are solely responsible for their actions. All these other things are simply influences that trigger and respond in the mind of people who are not of sound mind to lead them in a path of decision making, down a path that is in line with their mental illness. It's not because of whatever this thing is that they believe or don't believe in. It's because of the twisted logic or illogic or reasoning or view or perspective that they have in their mind, some idea that's driving them in this direction. I personally cannot conceive of what it would take to enter a frame of mind that would cause me, or anyone for that matter, to go out on a random shooting spree, or even a targeted shooting spree, to go out and kill people that I don't even know. I can't comprehend that. We have to understand that this was a sick individual. He is not a representative of any other groups. He has a mind of his own that's a little bit fucked up. But whatever led him down that road is not to blame. He solely is to blame for the choices that he made and the influences that he listened to bring him to this place of committing these acts. So I can really see no distinction in character between Lee Loughner or anyone else who could go out and kill randomly with some intent in mind, And these people who support those actions by utilizing them, using these examples of people to paint a picture of a group of people that they disagree with or hate, whether or not they even realize that they are hating. They are hating. They are as deplorable. That behavior, that action is as deplorable as going out and actually shooting the people. So I implore anyone who is putting up videos on YouTube, I dare them, I challenge them to connect to their humanity. Connect to your humanity, to your heart, and realize that by using historical figures like Hitler or whoever, Lee Loughner, whoever you're choosing to paint some group of people in a bad light, realize that that is your own personal hatred. And look in your heart. If you claim to be someone who is affiliated with teachings that teach compassion and love, and look at that hate honestly, recognize it. And if you have spent the time to put together a video that paints this sort of representation, I challenge you to rise above that shortcoming and remove that video. If you can't do that, then you are admitting to your hate, and maybe that is where you are. Maybe you choose to hate and you know that you hate. That's your choice. But realize that hate does not resolve anything, and it does not lead to anything good. It can't. Bottom line, it can't. But if you are an evangelical Christian, that is, someone who goes out to spread the good news, the good word, to bring the word of God to people, realize the message behind that, the ask of that from your holy book, implies that you will be talking to people who don't believe in God. So to judge those people up front totally contradicts the whole objective of your evangelical practices. And I'm saying this because on one of the comments that I saw, and I'm going to read it right here on one of these videos, was, and I quote, "Atheists are a fucking disease and are nothing more than the insects of humanity. Atheists want to destroy everything that religion has built for us over the history of time." Think about that. Think about what those words are saying about the person who wrote them. That comes from a place of mental illness, or of misguided thinking, or of just plain I don't know what. I don't know. I have no words for it. But that sort of idea, that sort of mindset, that attitude is not becoming of those who claim to be coming from a place of love. Find your humanity. Recognize your humanity and focus on that. We need to watch out for each other. I don't care if you're an atheist or a Christian or a Jew or what. We are human beings. And there are crazy people out there who would, given the chance, kill us for whatever reason. But we need to stand together to protect each other and ourselves regardless of what our affiliations are.